Hello, boys and girls. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing an exercise that deals with lines. Okay, so lines as a form of one of the elements of design. All right. So for today, what you're going to be needing is a piece of white paper. You're going to be needing some coloring markers. If you don't have markers, then you can always work with Crayolas or coloring pencils, and of course, a pencil. All right, so we're gonna start first by taking your paper and we're gonna fold it in half. You're gonna fold it in half, and then afterwards you're gonna fold it in half again, like if you were doing like a note that you wrote to your friend. All right, so after you fold it in half, you're gonna fold it in half one more time. And then finally, one last time. You should in the end have a total of 16. All right, so let's open it up. You're gonna see that you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna use your hand as a template. Okay, and you're going to grab your pencil and you're going to trace basically the shape of your hand. I have one right here, so I already have ready for you guys. Okay, so basically what we're going to be doing is, if you remember the sample I have right here, we're going to be doing all kinds of lines. Okay, so you're going to get your coloring markers out, and on this one, for example, I had some vertical red lines going up and down. All right, so you do vertical going up and down. If you notice, I'm leaving some space in between. All right, until I got to the edge. That's it. Okay, so that happens with the red. Now we're going to get the purple. The purple, we did vertical. Now we're gonna do horizontal. You're gonna do horizontals from left to right. All right, nothing hard, okay? This is just the simplest form of an expression of a line which goes from point A to point B, but we're using it as an element of art. Okay, so the next one, if we notice, is again we have lines going up and down on blue. So we go ahead and do that part. If you notice, I'm not tracing anything on top of the hand. I'm omitting the hand. All right, so here we go. And voila, got to the end again. It goes pretty quickly. Okay, so after that, I'm going to use the yellow and the orange. Okay, so let me start with the yellow first, and we're going to do some sort of a pattern that's going to fall in between these two lines. Okay, so we go there, 1, 2 more lines, 1, 2 more lines, 1, 2 more lines. Okay, 1, 2 more lines. Okay, and here we just play it by ear. Okay, so then afterwards we add the orange next to the yellow. So we're creating patterns, right? We're making designs by only using color lines. Okay, the next one we're going to do one line right down the middle, and these are called diagonals, but we're gonna make them double. Okay, so there's one right there, one right there, another one, let's do one more, and then here we're gonna do the same thing. We're omitting the hand, like I said. Okay, And let's do one more. Okay, so we're done with the red lines. No, actually, no. Inside of those lines, we're going to add two more lines. Okay. Notice how I do this and I skip a line in between. My red is running a little low. Okay. There, we got all the reds done. Now we're going to do, if you notice, this is another purple. Let's do purple. But instead of going diagonal this way, they're gonna go, let's say they're standing up in between the reds. All right? And we go through, okay? If you notice, the whole area is being occupied by the lines, and we're adding color, we're adding patterns. Of course, we're adding shapes as well, okay? Diversity of colors, and it goes really quick. Okay, so the next one we are going to do, again, diagonal lines, which remember, you start right in the middle. And then you go down. And you add all of your diagonal lines. Right? You do the same thing on the top portion. Right? But then afterwards, you flip it a little bit. And you do diagonals the other way. When we do diagonals the other way, we're creating another shape. And this shape is known as diamonds, diamond shapes, okay? Okay, so there we go. All right, when we're done doing our pattern, we're gonna add color. So in this instance, we're doing green, okay? So we do green, one yes, one no. All right. If you notice, this goes really quick. So, like I always say, nothing hard, right? Oops. Something's mismatching. Okay, let's go this way. Let's see how it goes. Now remember, this is just an exercise that we're doing so that we can create by using different lines to see how many patterns we can come up with, okay? So if you decide to do a different selection of color, you can go ahead and do that as well, okay? But just keep the same patterns I'm using so that in the end everything looks similar, okay? Not the same, but just similar. All right, so I'm almost done with this one. This one had a lot of coloring, a lot of lines, but there, done. So I'm done with the green. Now the next one, if you notice, we're going to have the orange. All right, and we're going to do waves like the ones you have in the ocean. All right, and you do waves. All right, are we doing patterns? Yes, we are. We're still keeping an order though, because we'll be repeating ourselves. Okay, we're almost done with our waves. Let's do one last one. There we go. So now we're done with the orange. We're gonna take now the black. We're gonna do a little round, okay, circles. Notice how on every one of these waves we're adding a little round circle. You do first the top, then you do afterwards the bottom. All right. And there, if you notice, it goes by quickly. One last one right there. So you're done with that one. The next one you're gonna do line dot line, line dot line, line dot line, line dot, line dot, whatever you can fit in there. But our pattern will be line and dot. Okay, line dot. Okay, so we're done with that one. One more. Okay, so we're done. And now what we're gonna do is, if you notice right here, we have purple. It's a purple zigzag. So we're filling our spaces with all kinds of lines. Zigzag is still a type of line. Okay, and we are using it as an element of art. The reason why I'm including the hand, that you might be like, oh, it's just in the way, Mr. Z. It's because we're showing also the variant of what space and how other things would react to each other when they overlap. Okay, so basically I'm going to my next one and I'm going to show you. This one is pretty simple. We're gonna do what are these? They're dots. Okay, dots. Okay, which they go, if you notice, in sets of 4. Okay, sets of 4. Wherever you can't fit 4, then you just put 2. Okay. The reason why I did it in sets of 4 is because now you're going to pick up the brown and you're going to close them. Look. So basically it's like creating boxes, right? So here we go. We are creating our boxes. Is it still a pattern? Yes, it is. All right. There we go. So we're done with that one. Now, the next one, we are going to use the color blue. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to do again vertical lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Now, out of this vertical lines, what we're going to do is we're gonna do little triangles, another shape that we had not used. Okay, all the triangles should be pointing towards the right. All right, pretty quick, right? Okay, so then after that, what you do is you're going to fill them in the blue. Okay, there we go, almost done. All right, and the last one. Okay, so next we're going to do again with the purple. Let's go quickly, just like how we did in the beginning. Lines that go from left to right, they're called horizontal lines. And then after that, you're gonna go back and you're going to add the zigzags in black. Okay, zigzags. All right. There we go. We missed this part right there. Okay. Okay, so from here we jump all the way to the yellow and we're going to do up and down, left and right. That was quick, right? Okay, so the last one here, we're going to do red, and it's going to be lines that look like they're crying. Okay. And now we're going to add purple lines. Are we still doing patterns? Yes, we are. We could do like a little puzzle type of thing here. All right, if you notice, nothing hard. It's just an exercise with lines. There we go. Now we're down to our last row. The last row, what we're gonna do, you notice right here, we have circles, okay? So let's put them in a line. Okay, so one on top of the other, one on top of the other. There we go. All right, so this one is red. I'm gonna use purple only because my red is running low. Okay, so basically you're just going to color in between. And this one's starting to run low too. but we do it like rainbow style so that we run out of anything. You can decide to do it like this if you want to, or you can decide to go ahead and one color if you like instead. Okay, I'm gonna do brown now. Of course, I'm trying to do it in a rush, so I know that you're gonna do a much better job when it comes to coloring and making sure that you don't go inside those circles, because that's the beauty of it, to make sure that you show some sort of order and appreciation for the work that you turn in. All right. And two more colors. Let's do, fine, let's do the red. All right, and let's do black. All right, we're still using lines. If you notice, every color turned out to be one solid line. Okay, so we are not going to do this one, which was just the solid circles, because we've accomplished to do this whole part. We're going to jump to the next one, and we're just going to do basically lines of the letter X. Okay, can you do stars? Yes, you can do stars if you want to as well. Okay, just make sure that they are right next to each other on a single line. Okay, because yes, we are doing lines of shapes, doing lines with color, and then afterwards we're going to go and pick up our orange. We're going to go in between each one of those groups, and we are going to define their area. All right, so there we go. And the last one we are going to do it with blue, and we're going to do boxes. All right, again, we're doing lines of boxes. This is a pretty simple way to show all kinds of lines, and how we can out of this simple little patterns, we can develop something that looks very much artistic. So not to leave them blank, we're gonna do orange, and we're doing orange and blue because they are complementary to each other. All right. I think this one's still a little empty for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up the blue, and I'm gonna do lines in between. Okay, I'm gonna do lines with the blue, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna add lines with the green. All right, So now it looks more colorful, more finished. So basically that takes care of all the patterns on the back. And what I'm gonna show you is with the middle. I'm not gonna do the middle because if not, it's going to be too long. But I'm gonna show you on one finger. We're gonna do complementary colors. These are circles, okay? You're gonna do circles all throughout the hand. So boom, 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 all of the purple, right? You fill it up with as many as you like. You notice they're different sizes, it's okay. Different spaces is okay. Now, we've used the purple. We're going to use 4 different colors. On this instance, I used orange. And what I do is I overlap those circles. You notice how they're touching on touch of each other, okay? So you're just basically creating, you're covering up space, okay, with color, with form, with the shapes. Then afterwards I used the red, okay? So you add the red. Okay, so you try to fill it in so that you see the least possible amount of white. And then afterwards, you're going to add the green, which is also going to be overlapping. Okay. So you are basically creating an area on which the circles are falling on top of each other and they're reacting to each other, and they're creating this visual that it becomes very interesting to look at. It almost looks like bacteria, okay? So when you have your whole hand filled up like that, it's just basically gonna look like this, okay? So I hope you have a lot of fun, you know, engaging with the different types of lines that we are looking at here, and just enjoy the activity. Okay, see you next week with something different. Bye bye.